What's going on? I'm Ramsey Stewart, local real estate agent, owner of LEB TV, Jacket Nation Sports, and I've been seeing some stuff on social media. There's this guy going around town buying all the food, doing all the stuff, and writing all the reviews. And to my knowledge, I don't think we've had someone like that here locally who's trying to do something cool like this. So I want to introduce you guys to Petty Eddie. Is that how we go? Is that what we say?
Yes, sir. I am Petty Eddie, but name's Eddie, but obviously I call myself Petty Eddie Eats. So name came about years ago. I mean, I would say around 4 years ago. I was sarcastic on Facebook, things like that. Right. So kind of had a conversation with a friend. I'm like, what should I call myself now that I'm getting the food blogging and whatnot? She's like, you already know what to go with. So she said Petty Eddie, and I said, why not? So it's stuck ever since then. So they kind of ring. People think that I'm petty, so they're kind of scared to talk to me, but I'm not really a petty person. I am sarcastic, but not too petty with the food reviews. So
gotcha. So Petty Eddie. So I've seen a few that you've done. The one that I can't wait to try, and I know every time they come to town, is the Churros Colima. I know you're a big fan of those folks.
So good. I mean, coming from Texas, I mean, obviously, tacos is kind of like a big staple down there. I mean, different regions as far as like San Antonio, Houston, Austin, we reign supreme when it comes to tacos. They're, if not better than any taco I've had in Texas. So really? My daughter is like a taco aficionado, so she claims to call herself that. So she took one bite and she just shook her head. She's like, damn, it's the best taco I ever had. So, I mean, when she gives me that reaction, then I know they're legit. So,
well, I've seen because they have a birria pizza that I really
birria pizza. That's what I got last time. It's more like a quesadilla type style, but it's like layered with a bunch of birria meat, cheese, and cilantro and onions. I mean, it's good, juicy, not dry.
Gotcha. So, and I know you've done those guys. Their food truck comes to town. So you did Elm Street Eatery one.
Elm Street Eatery. I have done. I've done a bunch in Richland. I mean, I'm trying to get. I mean, obviously, I just started getting into Lebanon, so I mean, I've hit up Fats Tacos, which originally they were my favorite taco truck. Period. I mean, they have great tacos. The birria tacos there are like my staple when I come to Lebanon. So I mean, so Elm Street, Fats, I have done.
Covell, I saw you.
Covell was that's my new favorite bakery. So
really?
Covell is definitely my new favorite. Kayla is incredible. She does a strawberry cinnamon roll that I had the other day. It was good. The Biscoff cookie butter one was good. I mean, she doesn't miss the mark on any of the things I've had so far. And her cookies are they're thick and they're good though.
So let's get into how, because you're clearly a foodie.
Yeah.
I'm a foodie to a certain extent. I don't do reviews like you do, but maybe I'll get there one of these days. But how tell me about food, because food resonates differently with a lot of people. So
I don't want to give one of those old school stories, but I've been a foodie since I was a kid. My mom and dad were really into watching Food Network type stuff. So Guy was the main foodie type guy. So I kind of just started from watching their Triple D, and then went on from there. And then I moved down. I have a twin sister, by the way. I don't know if anybody knows that. I have a twin. So we moved to downtown Houston together, and we started hitting up a lot of the local downtown joints probably 15 years ago, hitting up pizza joints. And she's like, what if you were the guy for Man for Food, just started doing a bunch of food challenges and things like that. And so it kind of started there. I didn't know if I wanted to be a food critic, but I just a guy who likes sharing his experiences and whatnot. So I say about 2 years ago, I got a medical injury, and that's how all this came about with the food blogging and whatnot. So yeah, pretty intense. I mean, I probably won't go into detail what it's about, but I had a colostomy bag put on for almost 2 years up until October. So I've been out of work. So I was like, you need a distraction, you need something. So that was my savior, was doing food blogging.
Really?
I put a post up on Instagram. I was like, hey, what if I just went around my county, which was in Texas, and started doing food blogging? Somehow it took off, and then I haven't stopped since. So.
Gotcha. So obviously you're not just walking into a restaurant, eating dinner, and saying it was good. You get into kind of
the details,
the nuts and bolts, the details, the experience, the atmosphere, the flavors, all of that stuff. So let's start here. do you scale it 1 to 10? Do you do?
I mean, sometimes I do. I think sometimes, you know, a lot of we all know that food blogging and food critics are like that's the new trend now. So everybody's doing a scale. Everybody's doing a Keith Lee's the new guy who's going around. And
He's in his car.
Yeah, exactly. So people want to be like that. So you know, I kind of take from what he's doing. Like, hey, let me give it a grade scale. So I'm like a reference point to any of the locals or whatnot. So I try to be as genuine as possible. I don't try to put any bias behind it, you know, as far as if it's flavor, if it's bland or whatever it may be. I try to judge it fairly, you know, but I'm not really that tough of a critic. I mean, I like to eat, so at the end of the day, so.
All right. So like how does let's start here. How does a restaurant wow you? Like what to leave there, scale of 1 to 10 and leave a, 9 or a 10? Like what's one key?
It's got to be something that I haven't had before. I mean, something maybe I've had before, but it's elevated to a different level.
Okay.
My first like big wow factor, I mean, this is the most, hottest topic when it comes to food is barbecue. Okay. I think Texas barbecue is king. You know, people tell me, period.
Trash,
Texas barbecue.
Man. No.
I promise you, I will fight tooth and nail all day about Texas barbecue, man.
Why is it better than Missouri?
I don't know. It's something we do. People say that all we do is beef, but we do everything so well. I mean, at a great level. And I've hit up a lot of the good Texas barbecue joints, you know, some of the Texas monthly joints that are top 50. So, I mean, as far as brisket, ribs, turkey, sausages, I mean, everything we do in Texas is just done at an elevated level when it comes to barbecue.
I will give Texas barbecue a little credit. Whatever the bark, powdery, chalky, like whatever they call that on the outside of like a brisket is hard to beat. And the only place I can find Texas style that is similar to that, there's a place in Springfield called City Butcher.
City Butcher.
You know, that little like coffee powdery, whatever the hell that is.
They use it's salt and pepper, and then they may let it smoke for 12 hours or whatever it is. But I mean, that was the first thing that made me like, hey, I'm really want to take this food blogging thing serious. So I mean, I started hitting up every Texas barbecue joint. I mean, like steady. So I mean, to a point that I made a kind of a name for myself, like, hey, well, Petty Eddie's going to come by our spot, so let's make sure we give him a good tray of barbecue, so on and so forth. Right. So when you say Bark, there's a spot in Texas called Bar A Barbecue. There's a guy named Cooper, and he's went viral he does a cold smoke is what he calls it on a brisket, and it's super dark and barky. I mean, people look at him thinking it's burnt, but when you slice into it, it's the best brisket you'll ever have in your entire life.
Cold smoke, so you just temperature down a little bit.
So they do like a method where they'll cold smoke it on logs for maybe like 9 hours, then they'll come back in, then they'll put it on a higher heat, and then they'll just finish the cook off, wrap it, do whatever they do. Don't quote me on it because he's a very technical guy, but he's went viral for doing this. There's a guy named Mad Scientist went down to a spot, and that's trying to get his methods down of how he does the cold smoke and whatnot. So, but Texas barbecue to me is the ultimate feast when it comes to food.
Yeah.
That's what I think. So, I mean, when you get a nice tray of barbecue, so for anybody that may come to my page, I've got thousands of pictures of barbecue on there. Just take a look at a tray of barbecue there. So,
before we get any further, though, speaking of your pages, what are they?
So all my pages are usually the same. Petty Eddie Eats. Instagram and TikTok's the same, and same as Facebook. Facebook is my main page. I would say where I do most of my reviews. But they're all Petty Eddie Eats.
Petty Eddie, is that P-E?
Yeah, P-E-T-T-Y, and then E-D-D-I-E.
Petty Eddie Eats. Remember that. Go give this guy a follow. But we're not done yet. We're going to talk a lot more because, one, we dove down the rabbit hole of Texas barbecue and if barbecue's right. So, now, sauce or no sauce?
No sauce.
Ever?
No,
like don't get sauce or like
no. Okay, now let me change it up. You know, good barbecue doesn't need sauce. Right. So always remember that. Now, does it elevate it if it's good? If the sauce is good, absolutely. But if it's good enough, you don't need it. Now with ribs, I'm a sauce sweet type guy, so I'll prefer some sauce on my ribs a little bit. So
I like some sweet and spicy. My favorite, absolute favorite like sauce is buffalo wing and barbecue sauce mixed.
There you go.
Mix those two together so you get that.
A little sweet and savory, a little tangy.
Yeah, but you get that tangy and just that touch of spice, not like crazy. I like some spicy stuff too, but like,
but not to
yeah, give me some chicken strips and like that kind of sauce, or
like my
some,
son now.
throw it on some burn ends or something like that.
No, so yeah, exactly. Yeah, I'll do burn ins right down here differently, but y'all do it right. I mean, that's one thing I have noticed that we'll probably talk about it later, but every region of barbecue is vastly different than the other. I mean, Texas barbecue is nothing like up here at all. It's completely different.
Best side with barbecue. There's only one answer.
You're going to say like macaroni or
Mac
something
and cheese, man.
Mac and cheese. Yeah, no, I'll say that. I'll give you credit for that. Mac and cheese, I mean, in Texas, they do a multiple of different things. I mean, we're doing street corn. We're doing Brussels sprouts,
Right.
smoked
Brussels
on there.
sprouts are good, though.
They do, there's a place called True Barbecue that does caramelized Brussels sprouts, and they're some of the best I've ever had.
Ooh.
I mean, in any restaurant. So, I mean, they do some different sides out there. So,
All right. So we've touched a little bit on barbecue. We know you've been at the pinnacle of the barbecue world, according to Petty Eddie, not according to me. Give me some Missouri barbecue. There's some good barbecue joints here in Lebanon. There's some good in Springfield. And
I have eaten at Smoking Jones. The ribs are pretty good, so I will say that.
You're gonna have to give another place here in town a shot. There's some other ribs. There's a couple other places to get ribs. Mel's on Madison.
See, I don't
you
know.
Get some ribs there. They've got amazing tri-tip.
Oh,
They go with a good
for.
tri-tip there, and then you can get a little barbecue at Dowd's. They got some barbecue.
Now that's
there.
one place that I've talked about for a while is Dowd's, and I know they do good catfish and
Yeah, go see Brian there. So we talked about barbecue. Let's talk a little bit about a burger. All right.
All right, yeah. I have started my I-44 burger trail down here, so
Okay.
which I'm kind of excited about. I have been obviously the barbecue guy for a while, so now coming to Missouri, I kind of have to switch it up a little bit because it's not as popular of a thing around here.
They're not
so
on every corner.
yeah,
Right.
so in Texas is how it is.
Yeah.
So burgers are kind of like the main thing here. So like the first spot I ever hit up was a spot in Richmond called Burger Stand, but I came here and I started at Tokyo Joe's. Not started at Tokyo Joe's. Started at Swiss Inn, which was pretty good. I will say that they had a really good burger there. Tokyo Joe's, which is hibachi. I mean, surprisingly enough, it's an incredible burger. So,
Right. And now I saw today,
did you see it?
dude,
Did you see it?
9 patties on a Wendy's burger.
Now, I will say, anybody can quote me who was here 10 years ago, like 12 years ago, I had ordered this burger from the same Wendy's location. It was 9 patties back then. Obviously, I said the price of inflation went up a little bit. So
Gonna say.
it was $21 then, it was $26 today, which is not a big deal. But, I mean, it's a big girthy burger. So
Yeah, 9. I mean, how did you eat it?
I mean, I'm still working on it. So, I mean, you just kind of take it out, maybe 3 patties at a time. So,
I got you. No way you're like holding it.
Man, I always say since after my medical thing, I'm trying to not overdo it too much. But, I mean, it's no big deal. I want to eat, so.
Okay, so let's ask some questions with burgers specifically. And I don't even know I don't know what the other name would be, but you've got, I guess I call them a traditional burger versus smash burger.
Smash burger is the ultimate burger, period, point blank.
I
mean, I love a good traditional burger, and there's no problem with it. And I know most of the spots around here may have the traditional burgers, which I love. But, man, a smash burger is just the crispy
done right.
edges. Man, it's so good. I mean, I don't know what it is. It just sounds. I don't know if any spot around here does, but if you do, please hit me up because I'm more than glad to come by and try it.
So give me your ultimate burger. What goes on it?
2 smash patties, maybe like some type of burger sauce. That's like the new thing.
Right.
Something like
Everybody's got their own little thing.
yeah, caramelized onions in the bottom. 2 pieces of cheese. Simple, straight up.
Simple, no, a little greasy, but not terrible.
Yeah,
Bun
not
doesn't
too
slide
greasy.
off like when you
exactly.
go to bite it. Like that's where it gets a little.
Exactly.
Give me something to dip it in if I want a little extra.
I'm a ranch guy, so give me some ranch if I want to dip it in there, so I'm good.
Best kind of ranch.
The best place. Buttermilk ranch is the best, but the house-made ranches are usually the best depending on where you go. I don't know. I mean, Wingstop has the best ranch. I mean, it's like gold. It's
Yeah,
white gold,
I'm
is what I would say.
a little bitter about Wingstop lately.
Uh-oh.
We went to Willard for the boys and girls basketball game last week, and ball games get over like 9 o'clock. So post COVID, still a lot of places on a Thursday nighter, they're shutting down. Wingstop was open, and I like me some Wingstop. Whatever they do to their fries, They're the best fries.
Sweet and
Yeah,
salty,
it's like
so good.
Yeah, I don't know what the oil they use, and I know it's not a seasoning; it's in the oil because
Yeah.
it's. But I got my traditional chicken strips, hot sauce and barbecue sauce, and extra blue cheese because I'm a
I'm a blue cheese guy
dude.
too.
I'm a blue cheese. If you like blue cheese on barbecue chicken strips, legit. I mean ranch on barbecue chicken strips, legit. But if you add any kind of buffalo flavor into anything, I want the blue cheese. So I order my chicken strips, and the other guys, shout out to Super Shane and Levi, who were helping us that night, but they ordered like their garlic parmesan and like whatever, some some pretty basic stuff.
Yeah.
Well, they ordered ranch. And lo and behold, I had the ranch the whole time, and they had my blue cheese. And I was like, I knew something was up.
They make you.
Yeah.
They've been like, this don't taste like blue
Yeah,
cheese to me.
I'm missing that hint of that I'm looking
Yeah.
for. And so by the time those guys got done with their last boneless wing, they realized that they had and then they were like, well, it felt weird. It tasted off the whole time, and I was like,
Best fast food wings. What do you think?
fast food wings, probably, man.
Chain wings. We'll say.
If I'm getting chain wings, it legit is hard to not say no or to say no to Applebee's.
See, I have to go and try them. I'm a Hooters guy, and that's not because what people think, but I'm a Hooters guy. Like, I mean, I think they're the breading on them because I don't get breaded wings anywhere else really. I just like mine straight up. But their wings that I've been eating since I was a kid, like I mean, they're so good to me with blue cheese.
Their wings are great. We just don't have one here, so it's not always
That
up on
makes
the
sense.
list.
True.
But that if I'm needing to like grab a tray of wings for like a party or something, or if I ever go to Applebee's, like I get their boneless or their bone in, like it doesn't matter. But I'll get they have a very traditional, basic buffalo sauce that's not too hot, not too mild,
tangy,
but
yeah,
it's right there, and then I'm probably eating more blue cheese than I am wings.
Yeah, I mean, and I'm not. See, that's an unpopular, dipping sauce, but I love blue
it's
cheese.
the OG. It's the original.
I think so.
So when people are like,
Celery
I'll take
and blue
ranch.
cheese and wings,
give me
yeah,
that celery to scrape that little ramekin of blue cheese and get
a
every
little
one
crumble
of those.
in there,
Yeah,
just
get
right. See,
every
yeah.
one of those.
You
and
know
I'm
what you're talking
down.
about.
So, all right. So we've established we got smash burger, pretty basic smash burger for you.
Just basic.
Let's go into some other foods. Pizza. Let's talk about pizza.
Pizza. I am a big fan. I'm looking for a good pizza. I follow, if anybody follows Barstool Sports and Portnoy and his pizza reviews, I love his critiques on pizza.
One bite, everybody knows the rest.
Exactly. And so that's why why I like food blogging too, because I think, that impact you can make on maybe a particular restaurant.
Yeah, help them out.
Yeah, exactly. It's kind of cool. So, and he's pretty, honest about his reviews and whatnot. So he may be a little,
Right.
But he's good though. So, I mean, when it comes to pizza, I'm more of like a traditional crust, maybe thin crust type guy. I don't want too thick of crust. I'm just
So you're not like a Chicago or like.
Okay, so let me take that back. I'm originally from the Illinois area. I do like a good deep dish.
Never had one. It's always something I've wanted to try with the sauce on top.
And the cheese, that's like a mountain of cheese on the bottom.
Hook me up. I want to
Giordano's is I've been eating that since I was a kid. I mean, it's spinach and sausage and sauce on top and cheese.
Gotcha. So you mentioned pizza. I'll give you a few suggestions. We've got the Rail Pizzeria at Boattown.
Okay.
You hit them up. They got some different styles. If you shoot up to Lake of the Ozarks, you can go Papo's.
I've had Papo's. They're really good. They're actually incredible, actually. I will say
they're
that.
cookies, though.
No, I haven't. I'm a good cookie fan, too. So.
It's a brown butter chocolate chip cookie.
You got me a brown butter, so.
Yeah, it's got that extra little, like,
savoriness.
Yeah, something in there. And they've somehow perfected the outside has that crunch to it, but the inside is like
chewy and soft.
It's like it almost is like you took brown sugar and put it in your mouth, and that it melts like that. Like it's that grainy but good grainy. So they got it because you can go Papo's, St. Robert, Lake of the Ozarks, Branson. There's one coming. I thought I heard maybe in Camdenton. I don't know. So
I didn't think I'd see it. I've tried my best to keep up with all the foodie news around here. Right. So, I mean, you mentioned earlier you haven't had really like a presence of somebody doing reviews and whatnot. Right. So, I mean, that's been my biggest thing is trying to do that. So, I try my best to keep up.
There's also if we're gonna we've talked about like a this versus that emos because that that will put people on one side of the spectrum and the other.
I mean, I don't think anything special about it, to be honest.
See, I love it. Give me
See,
that.
I mean, I'm not saying it's a bad pizza, but I don't think it's like anything that's over the top. Maybe
Right.
it's just a St. Louis thing, I guess. But
Yeah, that Provel cheese got a little different texture to it. It's
Yeah.
got that kind of weird. I don't know how I'd describe the taste as almost like they put a cleaner on top of the pizza or something, but it's good.
Yeah,
Like,
no, I get it. Yeah, absolutely.
So I'm an Emo's fan, but I don't like. I wish I could find Emo's toppings on a more hand tossed pizza, but I think I found it. Shakespeare's in Columbia. Columbia's Shakespeare's is like one of their most classic. Everybody knows it, but a friend of mine mentioned throw pepper jack cheese because I guess pepper
It's
jack
different.
melts differently.
Yeah.
Which it melts very similar to the way Provel melts. So you get more of like a patty of cheese instead of like a.
But it's still kind of creamy too.
Right.
Yeah.
So you get a little bit of added. And we threw pepper jack when we went to the Mizzou game a couple weeks ago. We threw pepper jack on a Shakespeare's pizza. That's
Cool.
legit.
I'm gonna have to try that out. I'll mark that down.
All right. So we've talked about barbecue. We've talked about burgers. We talked a little bit about wings. We talked about pizza. What is your, I guess you might have already said this, but throwing barbecue out there, what is your food? Like, you had to eat one food every day next month.
I mean, it's not really specific food, but maybe breakfast. Breakfast is like anything like breakfast oriented. I'm ready to go.
Give me your
all day.
breakfast order.
Oh, let's see. I can do a stack of pancakes.
With or without chocolate chips.
No, I mean I want plain. Well, no, it's not plain. I want plain pancakes, but with strawberries on it.
Okay.
I mean, it's random. IHOP has strawberry syrup, and it's just good. You can't get it anywhere else, but they're whatever it is, it's good. But pancakes, hash browns with covered and smothered like Waffle House would do, with onions and cheese on it.
See, I'm more of a fried potatoes. Like I don't want the skinny little hash browns. I want like Elm Street has.
Elm Street has it.
They
Yeah.
have that. They call them their home fries or whatever. You know,
Country breakfasts are probably the top of my list when it comes to like a good breakfast, and Elm Street has.
Elm Street's got it, man. They
really do.
We've been going to Elm Street since I was a kid. Maybe he'll watch this, but Noah Ronald was friends with my brother. His dad was the one that had it as Country Kitchen. So back in the day, it was Country Kitchen, and then that Country Kitchen franchise got bought or whatever. And instead of moving to continuing being Country Kitchen, gentleman now that runs it changed it to Elm Street Eatery. But growing up, Sunday morning after church, Fiesta Skillet. They have, and I've never really seen many places. Essentially, it's scrambled eggs, potatoes, taco meat.
Yeah, is it like chorizo or something like that?
Well, just regular taco meat.
Okay, yeah.
And then tomatoes, cheese, throw some salsa and sour cream on there.
I mean, it sounds good. I mean, I would say I got an omelet. It was the Elm Street omelet. I mean, it was ginormous. It was huge, and it was good though. I would say Elm Street is one of
They can throw down there. You know, we've had. It's different too. I think somebody told me the other day there are 60 restaurants that you can order food at in Lebanon.
Man.
Which obviously that paints with a really broad brush because if you can order something there,
you can
have it. But yeah, and it's weird because it doesn't really feel like that. You know, we've got the big whiskeys, the Applebee's, but we got a lot of great mom and pops. You mentioned it.
I mean, that's one thing I've noticed since I've been here, that the more local businesses are coming more about now.
Right.
The chain restaurants. So
we got the Elm Street, Dowd's. I mentioned a Mel's on Madison, Rail Pizza Company or Pizzeria.
And I will say, shout out to the Wainers family for Wainers Bakery. I mean, that's
you made that post the other day.
Made a post by the other day. I mean, when I lived here, 12, 13 years ago, I mean, that was like a staple. Like every weekend or whatever, I would go get cream ones from there. They were so good. So
there's a lady that's kind of brought those back.
That's what I've heard. Two Baker's daughter.
Yeah.
I keep up. I'm trying my best.
Yeah, she throws it out there and like they sell out quick. Man.
I think Sunday, somebody told me, they sent me a message and said Sundays when they drop their little list. So I think this Sunday I'm going to try to order some. So
get on there, get a review of those. But we've mentioned kind of where you've tried here in town. We mentioned some of the stuff you've done in Texas. I kind of want to get in, though, a little deeper now, specifically on just kind of the power. You mentioned it. It's really cool to hear you say it, but like the ability to help a small business and you run all this stuff through social media, right?
Absolutely.
You mentioned Facebook's your big one, Instagram, TikTok, all those things. But kind of tell us from an outsider's point of view and quickly becoming a part of the community, but like tell us the power of social media or what you've seen happen with what you're doing through social media.
I mean, like I've done here, just getting to groups and things like that. I mean, it's just building a presence among the locals everywhere. Uh, Everybody's got a phone these days. I mean, we hardly look at the TV if you're not something major being on there, but we're always on our phones. So everybody's got Facebook. You see how we were in a frenzy about TikTok and things like that. So when I was in Texas, that was my biggest thing was the first thing restaurants came to me and were telling me, hey, if you could just, make a post or make something like that or whatever it may be about, just come by, whatever. And it was nothing like, it was all organic, but it was just like, hey, we appreciate, maybe writing a review or doing something like that because they know that getting their name out there is important, but not a lot of restaurants know how to market themselves on social media.
Right.
I mean, it's a new, not to say too new, but it is a newer thing, you should say. So, I kind of noticed that after the first 2 or 3 restaurants I kind of reviewed when I started my page.
Right.
So
Started to see it.
yeah.
Kind of tell me what was that first like aha moment or where you kind of were like I can make this one a hobby. Probably there's probably some things that come of it after those two, but like how did that when were you like, all right, I'm in, like committed?
I made my first post about a burger spot in Montgomery County, Texas. And they were so appreciative. I put it on a group page, and everybody was like, well, hey, I got to go try this place out. It looks like a good burger, whatever it may be. And then I had a lady approach me and say, hey, what do you think about us just kind of going around and just kind of talking to restaurants and things of that nature? Because a lot of restaurants need help building their presence up around town. And I was like, I never thought about it. I mean, I didn't really want to be paired up with anybody per se at that time because even at that time, I wasn't even thinking about being like a food blogger or doing reviews. But she brought it to my attention, and I was like, well, maybe there's a market. I didn't think about it. But a lot of restaurants were like, dude, we would love to see you out here because people see you, you have a reach, things like that. So
Right.
I mean, and I love sharing my food experiences, so not to be all over the place, but I mean, that was a big part of it, seeing like the love that a lot of restaurants were getting, and then people were like, hey, we appreciate you coming out, things like that. So,
Well, those small, business owners, I don't think we always get to see the real business owner. And I think when you can connect with an owner and they let their guard down and then you get to see that reaction. And then what they don't really understand, I think a lot of times, is the public then gets to see them too.
exactly.
And then you're just you're bombarding the public, for lack of a better term, with successes. But then they're like, remember you, I know you, I can relate to you. And so the power of social media to me, I think, even in Laclede County, Lebanon area, this little shoebox that we live in, so to speak, like we're just now like really starting to chisel away at the opportunities and the things
Growth
that are
that
happening.
I've seen since I've left and been back is tremendous. You touched on it. I think a lot of what businesses are always worried about is always doing better, always doing better than the next, the last day. So I've noticed with places that I've talked to or reviewed or whatnot that they have, they're nervous about, their up and coming weeks or whatever it may be, if they're going to make it or whatnot. So, anything that can help push them out there is something that they're looking for. So, I mean, people in the public don't usually see the behind the scenes thing about stress about opening up a shop or, your fryer may not come on or something may not come on. There's a lot of behind the scenes stuff that we don't see that I've just heard about from a lot of restaurant owners and such. So it's a lot of stress. So
It's pretty cool. And it sounds like, you're getting to see a different side. You're helping these small businesses. You're getting to experience some cool stuff and the local flavors and that kind of thing. It's been really cool to see it's been a much needed thing. I think, some people probably at times are reluctant to want to give their honest feedback, and that maybe prevents some things, but also like it can be done correctly. And
Exactly.
it's, it's never coming out of malice. It's coming out of,
Exactly.
hey, man, this was my experience. This is what happened. Like, just letting you know.
Your food experience is different from my food experience, and that's what I try to tell everybody. You know, I see a lot of people on my page or on the post or whatnot may say, "Hey, you know, you're an influencer." I'm like, "No, I'm just a guy sharing foodie experiences, and you know, hopefully you guys can take something from this and say, hey, I want to try that spot out." And that's just what restaurants like to see. So, you know, that's my biggest enjoyment is seeing that people are like, hey, you're right about that spot, or hey, you're right about ordering this way, you know, whatever it may be.
And it gives some confirmation. It gives you, you know, a cool feeling. Well, we've talked history, things you're doing, where you've been. I think we kind of touched on all the things that I had going around, but I need a couple of things from you before you go.
Yes, sir.
First, give me your all-time best meal experience, like whatever. Like, give me when you went in somewhere to blog it or vlog it or whatever you want to call it, and you ordered something. Like, give me your ultimate. Give me your ultimate first.
It's gonna be barbecue, obviously, but I will say
Specifically, I need like a story.
Oh, I know, I got you. Yeah, no, I got you. I was just talking about this yesterday, actually. 2 years ago, or maybe like a year and a half ago, I was driving around looking for a barbecue spot new to try to review. So I was just looking up spots as I was driving, and I saw a place called Rosemeyer Barbecue, and they're in Spring, Texas. I was looking at their Instagram. I tried to see what their pictures looked like, see if it was decent and whatnot. So I saw that they were right on my way. But I ended up passing them. So in order for me to go back to where they were at, I would have to take another 15-minute route. And I was like, dude, screwed at this point. So the next week, I hit them up. I said, hey, is there any way I can come by, you know, check you guys out? You know, how much would you do for like a big tray of barbecue, blah, blah, blah. Just come by, we'll take care of you. Went by there, and they gave me the best looking tray of barbecue I've ever seen. They had bread pudding on there. They had pork belly burn-ins on there. They had street corn with Cheetos on it. They had ribs, brisket. They had boudin sausage, jalapeno sausage. Turkey. The entire tray was
Everything but
loaded.
the kitchen sink.
It was the prettiest picture I've ever taken that I always say to this day, and that was the reason why I fell in love with Texas barbecue was because of these guys. And fun fact, ever since then we've been best friends. Ever since
That's
then.
cool.
So yeah, so we've went to festivals. I've been back at their trailer, kind of watch them cook and smoke, and kind of see how they do everything behind the scenes. So I've been like their unofficial food photographer, you could say, for a little bit. So
I gotta get the guys. Shout out to my buddies at Steak Patrol. You may not have seen them around Facebook, but it's a couple guys, Ryan and Levi, and they basically go on location and cook steak for people. Oh. They're building up this little catering kind of opportunity, but they do pork, chicken, they do all the stuff, but they're steaks and we do some stuff with I-44 Speedway, and it's getting ready to ramp back up. But last year, final night, they cooked ribeyes on the infield, and the winner of the final feature of each class got a steak cool. Right there. And they do it all in Weber kettle grills.
Oh, so no,
they get it, like a 500-degree sear, and they're phenomenal. So it was fun because the last home football game this year, they brought Steak Patrol to the press box, and we surprised our announcer with Steak Patrol in the press box, and the mayor was there and some cool stuff.
Oh yeah,
they do
these guys up.
Yeah, we'll have to figure out how to get you at their next place. We're working on some stuff for next school year and next football season with them, but it's pretty cool. But you mentioned that's a random thought, but I need you not even talked about steak. How you cooking a steak?
Oh, we'll say 2.5 to 3 minutes each side.
So a very medium,
medium rare, medium. Don't go past medium. Medium rare usually is how I like to cook.
Ribeye, filet, porterhouse,
Denver steak.
Tell me more.
A little bit different cut. I think it's like right under the shoulder. Don't quote me on it, but it's more flavorful than a filet. And it's just as tender as a filet. Okay. But it's such a super rare cut of meat that
is it pretty?
Yeah, it looks like a New York strip.
Okay.
But if I'm not getting that because not every place knows about it, I'm gonna get a ribeye.
I'm going
That's
ribeye.
my traditional.
What's you like a put toppings on a steak guy? Like throw me some blue cheese on a
I don't mind blue cheese. Some blue cheese butter I've had before. Somewhere they did it. Yeah, it was like a compound butter, really
Ooh.
good. Yeah, see now that's like a game changer.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Cause like there's a few places that have it around here. I do every once in a while when I'm traveling, I'll go to a Ruth Chris and they throw a big thing of blue cheese and then broil it again.
The crumbles and stuff.
Oh man, pretty good. All right. So what was the name of that barbecue or that joint in Spring, Texas?
Rosemary barbecue.
Rosemary barbecue. Yep. Okay. So that is your pinnacle. That is your ultimate food review. Like
recognized by Michelin, by the way, as well.
Oh wow. Yeah, so okay, so you're not playing around.
No, they're legit.
Okay, so that's your paramount.
Period.
I gotta have the worst experience.
Ooh, man.
You don't have to share names. If it was someone local, I don't know, but I just need like, what if it was the food? That
you know what?
It?
No, I will actually. It was somewhere local. My latest, I might say my latest, but it was one of my worst experiences I've had in a long time. I mean, a place in St. Robert, a chicken joint.
Okay.
Terrible. I mean, opened up at 11, got there like 11:30. Everything was burnt. They gave me hush puppies that were the color of this. I mean, it was terrible. I mean, it was bad. The chicken was tough. It was dry. I mean, I'm not going to say no names, and there's no hating on anybody, but they run a wing company too as well, and I just was not impressed at all. And I've been tagged a bunch in this place, and I mean, again, I'm all up for, going out and trying new spots. But if that's what their sister company is like, then I'm kind of worried about going to the other one. So.
How does someone? Okay, let's maybe not this chicken place, for example, but you go in, bad experience, bad day in the kitchen, whatever the case.
If you got time, I mean, I'll tell you, I went to a burger place in Texas. First burger I ever got from them. They tell me, hey, come try it out. Well, it was terrible, bland, soggy bun, everything. I came back the next week, completely different burger. They took what I said, receptive. I wasn't rude about it. I told them I wasn't going to post a bad review or anything like that. Because I don't mean there's no point of bashing a restaurant, especially a food truck or a local joint, because it doesn't do them any good. I mean, I'd rather them just improve the next time or just say, hey, that was my fault. We just weren't being, attentive, whatever it may be. Right. So, but I mean, it was a bad burger. I mean, they completely made it up. And ever since then, I mean, they have been perfect every time.
Really? So where I was going with that was like, you go in, it's terrible, but you're not that keyboard warrior on Facebook that's like, never going back. That's horrible. You're like, let's figure it out.
If you mess up food, I get it. But if you mess up my food and you're rude about it when I tell you about it, then I'm good. Then I'll have something to say about it. Okay. But I'm usually not I'm petty, but not that petty. So I try to be nice, yeah.
I got
Try my best.
Any questions you got for me? Any suggestions I can give you? I know we've talked about a few places you haven't been, so I got you a list of.
I mean, you got me a list of pizzas. I was looking for pizza. I mean, any good steak places around here?
Steak places. A lot of people I've not been. People say Beaver Creek out South 5 towards Hartville.
Okay.
People rave about that place. No opinion because they've never been.
Okay. What's your best food experience here in Lebanon?
In Lebanon, man, I'm a big fan of Mel's. Okay. We do a lot of stuff together. Okay. First off, but second, they've got great wings, smoked then fried.
Oh,
so you got that smoke flavor, but then you got the crisp outside, no breading, which you mentioned earlier.
Yeah.
I really like them. It's always exactly what I want. And
see, my son will love this because he's a huge wing fan. Gotcha. Huge wing fan.
They got a ton of sauces too, and cool thing about there, Mel makes all the dressings in house. Yep. So blue cheese, all of it, all homemade, no bottle stuff. I'm an Elm Street guy on breakfast. I don't go there much for anything other than breakfast. They have a good burger. Yeah. But really, I'm anxious to try Tokyo. I'm not a huge hibachi, that sort of thing, but I don't mind it. So one of these days we'll go hit that place.
I mean, again, what I had from the burger, incredible. I just not really trying the other stuff from there yet, but I need to get in there.
For me, I'm a big, I don't really get steak very often when I go out to eat. If I'm going to have steak, it's at home. Yeah. Typically. But it doesn't take a lot to make me, it's weird. I'm more of a sides person.
I get it.
I want the good mac and cheese. I want good hand-cut French fries, that sort of thing. And I'm a big chips and salsa queso guy. One place you should give a shot to or give a try if you haven't before. Only open on Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Tres Hombres at the lake.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
It's in
absolutely.
Greenview. It's the oldest Mexican restaurant at the lake. I tell everybody this, and they agree with me. We did a little video one time. It's like you're going to your grandma's Mexican. It's
Oh,
like potluck Mexican. It's
I'm
not.
sold then.
It's not the La Cabañas and the El Charos of the world. Like
Yeah.
it's not that. It's potluck cheese, but it's not Mexican Villa. Like, have you ever had Mexican Villa? Still
No, I haven't been there. Nope.
okay. Mexican Villa, very Tex-Mexy, but more towards like Midwest Tex-Mexy.
Okay,
So
yeah.
a lot of gravy, sauces, things like that. You go to Tres Hombres, been there forever. My mom used to take us there. The coolest part about them, every other Mexican restaurant stingy and they charge you for pico de gallo. Tres Hombres doesn't. You walk in that door, you get a table, and they're like, here's your salsas, and you get three. You get smooth, chunky, which they don't call it pico, they call it chunky.
Yeah.
That's the name of it. Then they have this really good sweet green sauce that they won't tell you what's in it, but it's amazing, and it starts out sweet, and then 5 or 6 chips in, your mouth's on fire. But the secret is you mix the smooth and the chunky, because the smooth is pretty bland and basic, but you throw the chunky into it, and I'll eat 4 or 5 bowls while I'm there.
Oh,
like I won't even finish
that's
dinner.
that's where they get you at. So, I
Right.
mean, once your food gets there, then you're like, oh.
But you
I'm
take it
already full
home.
up.
And what's cool about that one too, like I mentioned, the grandma Midwest kitchen style stuff, like their steak is always tender. Obviously, and when you're getting steak fajitas or something like that, you're not getting the best cut of steak. Like nobody trying to trick you, but somehow they do it right. It's always a good medium, maybe a touch medium well, but always seasoned right, flavorful,
That's what I'm
tender,
looking for.
good. They've got this hot cheese thing that they do, and it comes out, and it's like a bowl, but then they heat it, but it overflows, and then it gets all sticky around the bowl, and then it falls down on the plate, and it covers the plate. But then if you order that, they give you soft tortillas that are baked. So they rise a little bit, they get a little thicker,
puffy and
almost like a pita bread, but like a diet version of
Puff
pita.
shit. Oh, that's so good.
So they got that. We do my birthday dinner there every year. But so that's a Mexican restaurant you can try. Apparently there's a new Indian joint coming to the lake. That I'm not a big Indian guy. As far as
it
Indian
is
food,
very select. I mean, it depends.
right. But really, other than that, man, like I enjoy the local Lebanon food scene. It's growing, which is good.
Absolutely.
It is hard to beat a pizza from the Rail Pizzeria. A little something different. They got to build your own pizza too, and you can go as crazy on the sauces as you want.
Matter of fact, I have been tagged a couple times in the Real Pizzeria actually. So I'm looking for a good pizza joint. So
You can get a good beer at Boat Town there. So it's a cool little spot. Man, I can't think of. That's really it. Like kind of locally. I'm anxious to try. Dowd's is new. Shout out to Brian. I talked to him earlier this week. They're doing a new seafood boil on Friday and Saturday nights, maybe Thursday nights. Don't quote me on it, but they're doing a seafood boil a la carte. You can kind of add whatever you want into it. New thing they're doing: crab legs, sausage, potatoes, corn,
that might be something to try.
all the stuff they got going on there. Jonesy's locally, one of our partners, Jacket Nation Sports, just good solid food.
The truck stop.
Yeah, the truck stop.
I went there this morning.
Really?
I got pancakes and bacon, just something simple. I mean, the pancakes were incredible. I mean, a nice spot, real nice spot.
They've really made that place like it. They have just redone that place. It's really cool.
What was it formerly?
It used to be called B&D.
Okay,
For the longest time, it was
it was a truck stop,
yeah,
right?
It's a truck stop.
Well, I mean, it's a truck stop now, but it was like an old school truck stop.
Yeah.
I remember getting like fat onion rings from there like a long time ago.
Yeah, B&D. That's back in the day. Next time you see Timmy or talk to him, ask him about my story about B&D and the Greyhound bus.
Shout out to Tim.
He won't let me live that one down. No, we're very fortunate, and it's growing all the time. People are embracing kind of what you're doing, the social media thing. We've got some very creative people in town doing some creative things with their marketing. So I'll be really anxious to follow you along and kind of watch what you're what your experiences are. I
Appreciate that.
think it'll be cool too because inevitably you're going to have bad experiences. You just mentioned the chicken joint, like, but I know most of the owners on a personal level, and I know they're going to make it. You know, if something bad happens or bad morning, you know, whatever, Fry Guy's in a bad mood, like it happens.
Different shifts, different different people. Sometimes, just you never know.
But it's been pretty cool. Again, let's go back where everybody can find you. Petty Eddie Eats, right?
Petty Eddie Eats on Facebook, Instagram, and on TikTok.
You got a pretty good following on there. You're trying to do, what's your like frequency? How are you trying to build that out and kind of?
Honestly, I just I didn't know how this was gonna go, so but it's been very receptive from everybody. So I mean, I'm just trying to just keep it going. I mean, I anywhere I go, I blog. Basically, that's like my rule of thumb. Anywhere I go to eat food, I mean, obviously I went to Wendy's today and ordered a T-Rex burger. So anywhere I go, I'm gonna blog it. So, it's just my biggest thing. So
it's funny. One time, you like Dairy Queen, do you? Yeah,
I love Dairy Queen.
Dairy Queen ice cream cakes.
The little ice cream.
Yeah. They got that crack fudge in the middle.
See, exactly. You said crack fudge.
Well, I went one day and was like, hey, can I just get like that crack fudge stuff? And they're like, oh, you're talking about the crunchy stuff that goes in the middle? And I was like, yeah. The lady messed up and she gave me a disc of it because I guess when they make those cakes.
You break it up. Yeah.
Well, no, they don't even break it up. They make the cake, they pour the base layer of ice cream and then in a form, and then they put that crunchy, looks kind of like a rice cake, but it's like the size of that cake. And they set that on there, and then they put another layer of ice cream on it, and then, however they do it, however you order it. But I was like, is there any way like I can get a side of that, a topping of that? And she was like, oh, here, yeah, well. So I put on Facebook that you could apparently order those, or I thought you could.
People probably started
started going to the point of other people started going to Marshfield, and Marshfield's Dairy Queen made a post that was like, we cannot do this. You can't order that. And you can't do it in Lebanon anymore either. Like they cut it off. Like they don't, I don't know if they just don't have enough.
Yeah. I mean, I guess like maybe the food cost might be a little different. That's why they're only putting like whatever. Yeah. Look at you starting stuff. Man.
Yeah, man. Like, but it is, they got
but that's the power of social media. Right.
They
there.
got that little fudgy, I think it's like Oreo cookie.
Like a crumble,
or something on top of that fudge. And when they freeze it, then when you get it,
it's just right.
That's it. But yeah, for me, I mean, and we mentioned, I really want to see, maybe you and I will take a trip up there and we'll do the cookies at Papa's because they're life changing. And I'm only a chocolate chip cookie fan. No sugar cookies, no peanut butter cookies, no baked cookies.
Okay.
Like I'll eat one every once in a while, but you give me a good chocolate chip cookie,
you're good to go.
Like that's my dessert. Like,
okay, all right.
Side note: there is a good Walmart chocolate chip cookie you can get.
The fresh ones.
The ones, like right when you walk in on the right,
brown box.
They're in the little box. You get like 6 of them. They're called like Decadent Chocolate Chunk or something. Yeah. They sprinkle a little sea salt on them, and they're kind of soft. But
sea salt, the game changer,
dude. So Walmart.
Shout out to Walmart.
Decadent chocolate chunk cookies. But anything you want to say before we go?
Nah, man, I appreciate you having me on. I appreciate all the love you Lebanon locals have been showing me. I didn't really think that it was going to be like this, to be honest, but man, it's been pretty good so far. So you guys just, if you're looking to get your restaurant reviewed or whatever it may be, just reach out to me. I mean, I'm excited to get around town and see what Lebanon has to offer, honestly.
I don't think you'll have a hard time finding stuff. There's another little joint for gas station food. Lazy Lee's number 4 at the end of commercial. They throw down in their little kitchen.
I didn't even know. See?
Yeah, you can get some home stuff. They do a daily lunch special and stuff. It's really cool because they do a thing with the city workers. City workers get a special discount that no one else can get, but they do some cool stuff there. So
that's cool.
Yeah, I think we've kind of touched on pretty much everywhere in town. I've made you a list. You're good to go. You got homework to do.
Oh, absolutely. Like I said, I love doing foodie research. That's the best thing. So
awesome. Well,
I'm excited.
Again, I appreciate you. I'm Ramsey Stewart, real estate agent here in Lebanon, Lake area, and sat down today with Petty Eddie from Petty Eddie Eats. And go give him a like and a follow across his social platforms. You'll be pleasantly surprised of. I think he gives a great real world breakdown, not a over the top wordsmith crazy thing, just an authentic, cool, relatable way, and kind of get an idea of what you can get in Lebanon and Laclede County. So
Absolutely. I appreciate it.
appreciate it, Eddie. Thank you very
Sir,
much.
thanks for having me on.
Yep.